This is the last part of our assignment, which is the X-ray generation and how the X-rays are generated. So we have used the books Guru Lami's chapter 13, which is X-ray crystallography, and we have made a PPT from that chapter by reading the chapter. And we have mainly the points are that how the X-rays are generated, what's the physics behind it, characteristics of X-ray lights, X-ray absorption, and its applications. First is the generation of the X-rays and how the X-rays are generated. X-rays are high energy electromagnetic radiation discovered in 1895 by William Röntgen. With wavelengths around 1 Armstrong, X-rays have much higher energy than visible light. This presentation covers the principle of X-ray generation and application. There are vast applications of X-rays in nowadays. X-rays are used in the medical, X-rays are used in the X-ray crystallography, and many other are there. So, firstly, we will read about the X-ray tube design and how the X-ray tube is made and what are the main components of the X-ray tube. There are the three main components of the X-ray tube, which includes the hot cathode tube, rotating anode, micro focus source. First is the hot cathode tube. Electrons accelerated from cathode to anode, generating X-rays when striking target. Second is the rotating anode. The spinning targets allows higher currents and brighter X-rays waves. Microfocus source uses optics to focus X-rays from a small point source. These three components constitute the X-ray tube. And this is the picture that represents the X-ray tubes and the component. This is the cathode filament, this is a coolant, this is anode, wave window, metal tube body. It's here the water goes in and here the water goes out. Between this the process occurs. This is the X-ray tube. Now the physics of X-ray generation. And how the X-rays are generated and what's the physics behind it. X-rays are generated through two main processes when high energy electrons strike a metal target anode. First is the white radiation, second is the characteristic radiation. First, white radiation includes this is the broad spectrum of X-rays created when electrons are deaccelerated due to interaction with the electric field of target. Its intensity and range depend upon the accelerating voltage but are largely independent of the target material composition. Second is the characteristic radiation, which includes this produces a specific X-ray wavelength and sharp peaks in the spectrum. It occurs when incident electrons knock out inner shell electrons from the target atoms and outer shell electrons fill these vacancies, releasing X-rays with characteristic energy unique to the target material. Now we will read about the characteristics of the X-ray lines. These are the types of X-ray line we can say, or the characteristics of the X-ray lines we can say. It includes K radiation, L radiation, higher cells radiation. Higher cell radiation includes M radiation, N radiation, and other radiation. So firstly, we will read about the K radiation. From transitions to the K cell, 1 is orbital. Has the highest energy among characteristics X-rays due to the innermost shell radiation, because K is the innermost one. Then after the above K, L comes, and after L there is M. Then after M there is the N. Now we will talk about the L radiation. From transitions to the L radiation, 2SO2, it includes 2SO2 pure orbitals. Typically has lower energy than K radiation as transits that occur in the outer shell. Higher shells includes M and S for transition to higher orbitals, lower in energy compared to K and L radiation as they involve outermost shell transitions. These are the M and other shells. Now, next we will study the X-ray wavelengths, how the X-ray wavelengths vary with atomic number. So to compare that, we have taken the two elements. One is the copper and second is the molybdenum. Copper's atomic number is 29 and molybdenum atomic number is 42. Now we have compared this wavelength of K alpha 1, K alpha 2 and the K beta 1. And as we can say that the wavelength for copper is more than the molybdenum. So we can say that as the atomic number increases, the wavelength decreases. Now next we will read about the absorption and X-ray filtering, and how the X-rays get absorbed and how the filtering. X-ray absorption and the wavelength. X-ray absorption generally decreases with shorter wavelength. At a specific energy, matching electron transitions absorption increases sharply, forming an absorption edge. And now we will see the use in X-ray filtering, that how the X-ray is used in the filtering. Absorption edges are used to filter X-rays. Example, nickel filters can selectively absorb copper K beta radiation while allowing copper K alpha radiation to pass. Applications in X-ray diffraction. This filtering creates monochromatic X-ray beams useful in diffraction experiments. The position of absorption edges varies by atomic number, allowing for targeted filter selections. And there are many other applications of the X-rays nowadays. Synchroproton radiations. We will see that if X-rays are produced using this, then what's the difference and what's the difference in the hot cathode tubes that we have seen above. So there are the three main factors for which we will study. One is the intensity, second is the tunability, and third is the application. First we will study about the intensity. up to a billion times more intense than the hot cathode. The X-rays are more intense than the hot cathode that we have generated there. Tunability, continuous spectrum allows selection of a specific wavelength. Third is an application, ideal for smaller crystals and multi-wavelength experiments. Now, finally, we come to the conclusion that we have studied that how the X-rays are generated and how they are used. And the one more thing is application. That has a wide variety nowadays. So we can finally conclude that we have read about the X-ray generation principles, overviews in it, importance of radiation and absorption filtering, impact of synchrotron sources in advanced X-ray application of how. So this is the PPT representing about the X-ray crystallography, that how the X-rays are formed and what's its characteristics, physics, wavelength, absorption, filtering, applications, synchrotron radiation, all that it includes. So thank you so much. And here the assignment ends.